Hi friends, welcome back to this channel on Communication Matters a Lot. Well, communication does matter a lot, and as we have seen in the previous two videos, that in communication a very important aspect is, or a type of communication is, the non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication is communication that does not use language and thereof words to communicate the meaning to the receiver. Once again, we go back to the basics of communication, which rests on the fact that communication will always involve the sender and the receiver. The sender is the person who initiates or begins the process of communication with the initial message, and why receives it, and why on receiving and understanding the message from the sender gives the response, which is called the feedback response, to X or the sender. And it is this feedback response which decides whether X was effective and efficient in sending the message. Now, why is this? This is because supposing X is thirsty, he's really thirsty and has asked for a glass of water to Y, and X really needs the water immediately. But Y, not understanding, let's say in the first instance, Y really does not understand that X needs the water immediately, and so he wastes some time and gives the water after, say, a couple of hours, maybe the next day. Will that solve the purpose for X? No, it will not solve the purpose, because X needed the water immediately. So, the feedback response of Y was not correct, and which indicates that X did not send the message to Y correctly. Secondly, X could be asking a glass of water to Y, and Y, by not understanding X, gives him a cup of tea. Even in that case, the feedback response is not what X needs, and it again indicates that X did not communicate the message properly to Y. So in this process of communication, we have realized that there are two first types. One is the verbal communication that uses language, and one is the non-verbal communication that does not use language. And the question that arises as to which is more superior, is it verbal communication which is better, is it non-verbal communication which is better? And we realize that both are equally important, in the sense that it is X, the sender of the communication, who has to decide for himself or herself whether he or she should use language to communicate to Y, or he should use the signs, the symbols, or gestures and actions to Y. Now, when would X ideally use signs, symbols and actions? In most cases, this is used independent of language when they belong to different cultures, different countries, different communities, and therefore do not have a common language. For example, X could be an Indian and Y could be an European, and they may not have a common language. X speaks Hindi, Y speaks French. So how will they communicate? They will be using non-verbal communication, because there is no common language. Now, before going into details of non-verbal communication, because we have seen in the previous video how when X verbal communication is when X will speak and when X will write. Okay, these are the two instances of verbal communication because both use language. Now, supposing we keep on focusing on verbal communication and we realize that X and Y does have a common language. That is a language which is understood by X and equally understood and spoken by Y. In that case, we have already discussed what happens when X speaks. When X speaks, Y is not only listening but also looking at X. That means when X is speaking, Y is looking at X as well as Y is listening to X. And when Y listens to X, Y listens to not only the language but also the tone, the voice and the pitch. We have discussed this in the previous video. And it is together that the meaning of the message is conveyed to Y. And when Y looks at X's body language. And this body language, which is the totality of the image X presents to Y, Y will notice the appropriateness of X's dress, X's accessories, X's makeup, X's signs and gestures that he's making, as well as the space X is maintaining with Y. Now these factors, the tone, the voice, the pitch, and the dress, the signs, the actions that X makes are the non-verbal components of oral communication or verbal communication. Now in this video, we are going to understand and appreciate what happens when X is using verbal communication. That is, once again, X is using language, but in this case, X is writing to Y. So when X is writing, are there any non-verbal elements of communication? This is the question that we are going to discuss in this tutorial video. The answer is yes, of course. Like there are non-verbal elements in speech, there similarly will be non-verbal elements in written communication as well. So let us see what happens when a particular sender of a communication writes to Y. The first example that I would like to use in this case is a pamphlet. Now in this case, let us look at this pamphlet. This is a very well designed pamphlet which talks about Adnan Crafts. I hope you can see this. Now this Adnan Crafts in this instance of communication is the sender, because they are sending this brochure to the Y's, could be any receiver who's reading it. Now the moment, in this case, you and I, we are looking at this. So when we pick up this brochure, what do we get to see? We get to see firstly a very neat and clean, well designed brochure with the color combination of primarily red and white. This is the color that dominates, with splashes of slight other greenish colors, and it looks very elegant, very neat. The red is not garish, and we all at once realize that this is very artistic, as if an artist has designed it even before we read it. And when we start reading it, it confirms an impression, because what are we reading? We are reading luxury handcrafted pashmina. luxury handcrafted. So the catch here is the craft. Craft is art. At once, the design is emphasizing or pointing out that it's a craftsman's message. So X has established himself as an artist, and even when we read the font size, the neatness, the space, and this design, it emphasizes and makes it very, very clear that X is indeed an artist, and he has very artistically expressed his message or communicated that he is the seller of some luxury, that means expensive, and this brochure does look expensive. It is not cheap. It doesn't look like this paper, the sheet of paper, with this message. Like, this is also a message, and it talks about get in touch. It talks about some message, somebody's benefits of association, some info. Now, if you compare the two of them, this definitely looks luxurious than this. So this brochure supports the word text that it is luxurious, it is artistic, but handcrafted. It stands, and Pashmina is again very exclusive. And the seller then very boldly announces his name, and we at once know that it's Adnan, and he's a luxury craftsman. And the whole design, kind of sends his message to Y, and we are the Y, and then we know what X is missing. So when we are analyzing X and Y here, so Adnan Craft has sent this written communication, and we are the receivers. And what do we see? When we read, we are reading the language, and the language plus the non-verbal elements of color, design, format, space, all of them, they support the language. So it's a positive support, it's complementary, and we agree that it is a very luxurious craftsman's message. Compared to this, look at this sheet of paper. Next generation robotics and artificial intelligence lab. They're talking about the next generation, something very exclusive, almost as exclusive. It is not what is happening is next generation is supposed to be better. You as our students, you're better than us. Our next generation, our future has to be better than what we are today. But does this stand for luxury? It doesn't. And look at the font, not readable. Look, there's some message with so much of cluttering. Look at the color. When we communicate all this, compared to Adnan, this brochure is language plus what do we see? We see the non-verbal elements are, it is very shabby. It is very shabby. It is very, it is colorless. It's colorless. It is almost boring, and it's not spent much time. It is not elegant at all. So there is not much positive in this, and the way this would attract the receiver, I don't think this would attract much of the receivers. Then we have the next brochure, which is this. If we look at this, what do we see here? What strikes is the color green. At once we notice that this whole information pamphlet is smacking. It is very, very, very high on green. Maximum green, darker green, and even the font color is green. And whenever we see green in today's context, what do we think of? We think of nature. We think of an environment that is clean and green. We think of something that is non-polluting. It is kind of a message which has been established today, and it is in our mind. And the moment we see this, we feel that yes, like again, if you compare this and if you compare this again, Adnan, this stands out as something that must be very close to nature. Adnan doesn't. Adnan is more artistic. So here we've seen that we have gone with this attitude that this is clean, and when we look at the start reading, what do we read? Master clean. It confirms our impression. Clean, so everything that is clean is green. So this clean must be eco-friendly. And look at this. Go eco cleaning with our hydrocarbon technology. My God, this design confirmed even before you read, you know at once this is ecologically friendly, ecologically sound. This is something what we should go for. X has used little language, but through the non-verbal elements, X has told us that look, come to us, I offer you a very natural, non-polluting solution to your problems. So the non-verbal communication here is a positive communication. Now in this, I would like to bring in another example where we are looking at a wedding card. Look at this wedding card. This is a wedding card which has come in a lot of wrappers, lot of envelopes. It goes into this, and this envelope was again, it was encased in a bigger envelope, and it keeps unraveling like a mystery box. You open the first box, you come to this, then you open this, you take this out, and this itself, this layers of packing tells that the sender of the communication was very committed. When you're playing a game with your friends and you're hiding something and treasure hunt, you take so much of time in hiding the treasure, and the greater the treasure, the better is the effort to hide. So this says that for X, this communication is like this message is indeed a treasure trove. Then when we open it, or with the cover itself, we realize that this again is a green color. Like the previous message, we are geared to believe that they will follow the code of conduct that is prescribed by authorities. They will not violate nature. They will not do anything that is polluting or harming nature. So at once the receivers feel, yes, not only are they committed, that the occasion is a very important because they have wrapped it so much, but they are also going to be very nature friendly. Then look at this design. First thing again that you notice on the cover is the design, this divine insignia. Again, the receiver Y at once feels that despite the elegance, despite the nature, or maybe along with this, the sender has already paid a very significant homage to God, and that he is a believer of divinity. And those who believe in God, it's a general impression that they'll be rather good people. So you feel that this is an invitation coming from good people who believe in God, who believe in nature, and are elegant in their taste, and are very committed in this event they are organizing. Now, when you look, and then the expenses, look at this, how they've used metal on a card. So again it says that they're also ready to spend a lot of money on this occasion. So this is going to be a rich, benevolent, nature friendly, and a very cultured affair. That is what the reader read, and it's not written here. It is impression you are deriving from what the sender has sent through the paper. Then when you open, again look at this, another layer of messaging. Here once again the divinity is repeated, but along with the divinity, what do you get to see here? We get to see the rose. What is a rose? The rose is the expression of love. Rose stands for love, and this wedding card is going very high on not only divinity but the element of love. So at once the receiver feels that it is love with which the owners are inviting us, it is love which they wish for their children, it is love with which everything is organized. So love and divinity are two powerful positive emotions that are communicated without the sender saying that, look, I'm a believer and I believe in love, and it is with love that I'm inviting you. And then this content, very little content, the venue, the date, the place, the Gurdwara where it is going to be organized, very little text, but so much of non-verbal element has communicated the message to the receiver. Lot about the receiver, about the nature of the receiver, the nature of the occasion, about their background, about their status in society. Lot has been expressed without the sender having written. So these are some of the non-verbal elements that we are talking about. So basically, when you're writing, what are we looking at? The non-verbal elements of written communication. Number one is the quality of the paper that you use. Look at this. At once the quality is very expensive, quite expensive. Look at this, cheap and shabby. Look at this, and look at this. This is an individual student's note. This also talks about the student, how committed he is. It's a rough note, but look at the neatness, hardly any scribbling, and it's not meant for public. But when you go through such a copy, you feel that this student is definitely committed to his studies. It is not like, he's not bothered. He's written down, he's maintained the margin, the dates. So it's a quality of the paper. Then the handwriting or the font, if you are typing, and in font the size and the color will determine a lot of elements. And look at here, the font, the style, the color, and look at the size. Size says so much. It's written in such a small size that without my specs I can't even read it. So what is the X wanting if you're not able to read? So size. And in handwriting, your clarity of writing and your neatness will matter. The third is your format. In your printed, it is whether you are justifying it, and in handwriting, you're paragraphing, and so on and so forth. So these are the non-verbal elements which will together add on or defy the language which X is using. So if X does not use the proper elements, the pamphlet, the student's note, and the wedding card will all lose their value. So this is about the non-verbal elements of written communication. Thank you.